Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, stop what you're doing. Stop playing the game. Stop getting that haircut. Stop cleaning your room. Because over here, it's just hoops. I'm Amari. This is Darion. Before I ask you, what's going on with you, as y'all can see, the hair is gone, man. We done cut the dreads off. New look for Mr. Folks. Uh, yeah, man. I'm messing with the cut, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I look like a whole new person.
Nah, yeah, you do. The cut look clean though. It does. It fits you. I haven't seen you without dreads in I don't know how long though. So
Bro, it's been 5.5 years since I had anything other than dreads.
that's insane.
Yeah, bro, this is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'll still be looking at myself at like just I be feeling it like, bro, this just is it's so different. Like feeling my hair now.
Yeah, nah, you gotta get whole new catalog of pictures and all that. You're not even the same
Facts,
person no
facts,
more.
facts. I was thinking about that earlier today. Like, dang, I gotta take some flicks now.
Yeah, you do. You're not
Like
even
people
the
ain't gonna
same person.
recognize me.
No, they're not.
Yeah, bro. But how was your trip? You was in Chi Town this weekend. How was the trip, man?
It was a good trip. Went to the beach, had a nice beach day. That was nice. That was really about it. Just chilled out. But always good trip, always good. See the woman. So
What happened with that tire?
ah, I really don't even know what happened. I just got there and it was like a rip that was literally like this big,
Hmm.
and it was just taking it out. I was hoping it was gonna get filled, but they couldn't fill it, so I had to get a whole new one.
How much that run you for?
It was like 124. It wasn't not terrible, but
Cuz was saying you got one new tire, so now you gotta get three more new tires.
uh, my other tire's working, so until they stop working, they gonna stay on that car.
Tight, tight. Yeah, man. What you just got back by what? Hour ago, something like that?
Hour and a half, yeah. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you been on them Chicago eats? Anything like, anything special?
no, nothing special. There's this chicken place called Harold's Chicken that
Harold's, yep, I already know.
I haven't tried it yet. I heard it's that one. I didn't get to
Hey,
try
bro,
it.
you gotta tap in with Harold's.
I gotta tap in.
You gotta tap in. Harold's, from every time that I've had it, it's never missed.
Really?
Harold's is fire. I mean, but here's the thing, right? Any really, really good like chicken spot that's fried chicken,
Hmm.
kind of always the same.
Yeah, it is.
Jordan's, like even up here, Bawa's very similar to Jordan's. Like
It's only
your
some.
boys up here is super similar. So like you're gonna get that lemon pepper seasoning on it. It's gonna be fried crispy. You're gonna have some fries on the side with lemon pepper seasoning. Like it's really all the same. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm not mad at that though.
Yeah, yeah.
I have been wanting some fried chicken too. But since I didn't get that, going home this weekend, 4th of July, might have to take a trip to Jordan's.
Yeah, bro. I wish I could be home this weekend, since I know everybody gonna be back, but I got a game Saturday. I had a game last Saturday. We won 1-0. Got the first start for the team. Uh, play like 75, bro. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie. The first half, bro, was rough.
Really?
Like I so I haven't played a lot of minutes since beginning of May. I played 90 minutes beginning of May. Since then, the most I played is like 20. So I'm starting the game. Starting, it's a hot day. First of all,
Yeah. Yeah.
sun beaming. Right. I had my liquid IV before the game. Hydrated well. The hydration color of the urination was looking good. Uh, so I'm thinking I'm all good, bro. I got out there. I remember looking at that clock. Like at this point, I'm breathing heavy. Like I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. We 20 minutes in,
Oh man.
bro, bro. I couldn't wait for the halftime whistle. I'm not gonna lie,
I had a whole
but
25.
yeah, bro, yeah. But I mean, the second half was cool though. It was weird. Second half, I was like, I could have played the whole half.
Mhm. Just had to get used to it. Second half came out, you was ready for it. First half, you weren't.
Yeah,
75 minutes, that is a long time. Like, Playing a full 90 is crazy. 75 is crazy too.
Yeah, it's usually so. Like I remember when I'm at school, like the data would say I'll probably run. Like when I was playing 90, I probably ran like 8 miles, something like that in a game.
So that's wild. Eight
Yeah, it is. It is kind of crazy, but I find a lot of times to like walk, like you in a game, like it's not a lot. I mean, actually, I usually have the most like because here they track like sprints and high intensity runs, and especially for my position, I have like the most high intensity like runs every time, and most of my distance covered is in like that high intensity range. So yeah, I find times to just like coast, and then when it's time to turn it on, I turn it on.
type type.
Type. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta stay rested for that moment,
Yeah. Gotta be ready for when the moment comes.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people just be running and run, and that's definitely not me. I hate running, bro.
You hate running, but play a sport where you run all day.
No, here's the thing, bro. Like we run with a purpose. There's a ball on the field, right?
Right.
Track runners, cross country runners, I always say this. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I can never get behind running track.
They run in circles, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Like you're literally running for fun.
You're just
Like
running.
you're great. That's yeah. No, I can't get behind track.
Can't do it, bro. Cross country is even worse. Like
Yeah, cross country.
y'all running through the woods and mountains and hills. Come on, bro.
You cannot sit here and convince me that's fun.
Nah, come on now. The training for that, like you're and 24/7, like you're practicing just running.
Right. Like
It doesn't make sense.
nothing to it but running.
It
Like
doesn't make sense, bro, at all.
hey, to each their own though. So
Yeah, man. But yeah, enough of that. Let's hop into some basketball talk. I got a Mari's question of the day here that you're not expecting, but you've heard this question before. Well, not really question. It's a conversation that we were having actually. Um, accolades aside, who is the best player to touch a basketball? To who is the best player in NBA history if you put accolades aside?
accolades aside, first player comes to mind, KD. We talked about it. AI's on that list. I I mean, KD, just his ability to pure score, no accolades. There hasn't been an answer for him in 19 seasons. Like he's just a pure bucket getter. And it's just greatness. Um, we seen our I sent you something of the pro or you sent me something. I think it was that blackout season when it was KD versus Bron in a game. KD gave Bron 60. Like just pure. It's just pure. And I don't know. I can't put anybody above that.
Here's the thing. I think you're forgetting that even when you knock accolades to the side, the game doesn't come down to just scoring. I mean, we already know KD's the best scorer ever, right? In terms of our eyes.
Right.
But best basketball player ever that we got to take into account. Playmaking, defense, all these the physical abilities, and the best basketball player ever, with no accolades included, is LeBron James. I mean, come on now. All the boxes there are checked.
Yeah.
Prime LeBron James is the best basketball player without accolades. To me, is the best basketball player ever.
I can't agree with that. Okay. KD is the greatest to touch a basketball offensively. Like pure score. Just I'm gonna restate what I said. Like ability to score, just go get a bucket. I'll give that to KD. But yes, pure, rebounding, assist, defense. We go Braun. Um, who else? Yeah, he gotta go. He gotta go Braun.
I
He's
mean, honestly, I think you gotta go with the goats here, bro. Like
yeah,
Bron,
yeah. You do.
Jordan. I think Tim Duncan on this list, bro.
Tim Duncan's on
Tim
the
Duncan's here.
no accolades. Timmy D is up
Everything.
there.
Rebound, great defender, all-time defender. I mean, the scoring is like he was like 21 points per game, but like Man, that midi work was back to the basket. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. Who else? Who else? Um,
Yeah, the GOAT, the people in the GOAT talks have to be mentioned in this question.
is there
Just
anybody outside of the GOAT talks that can really jump like this no accolades conversation? I don't know. I think of guys like ah, it is hard, honestly,
it's hard.
because everybody has that. Like everybody is where they are because of accolades, and you know the guys at the top are at the top. They didn't get those accolades for no reason.
I'm trying to think of just like pure skill as well. Like not even just like change the game, but they were just like so talented. Like it was just different.
Steph Curry,
No accolades.
pure basketball ability.
Pure
Steph
basketball
Curry
ability, Steph
is
Curry.
otherworldly.
Yeah,
The handle. I mean, he was in the conversations of best hand, like his in his peak, like 2016 Curry. People were talking about this. He had the best handle in the league. Obviously, the greatest shooter ever, undoubtedly,
yeah.
which goes into scoring as well. The guy was a unanimous MVP for a reason.
Pure basketball. I was thinking Russ as well. I mean, in
Mm.
peak Russ, just pure basketball. He was able to rebound. He could score at will. Great playmaker.
I mean, the guy had 20 games. He got to be in this discussion.
He has to be there.
Hey, speaking of Russ, bro, Wizards Russell Westbrook stats are insane. Like
Right.
they pop up on the Instagram timeline now, time and time again, bro, and it's ridiculous,
Most underrated player ever, bro. Like
bro. Him and Bradley Beal was on something crazy over there,
Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal took the Washington Wizards to the playoffs.
bro. And I'm talking, bro. Bradley Beal would have 60 and Russ have 32 and 19. Like what?
Yeah, yeah, they were hooping insane.
32, 19, and 12 rebounds.
Yeah, nah. Washington Russ was different, and
Yeah, bro.
people thought he was washed coming out of that OKC run. Nah, he was still doing what he did.
Yeah, because after OKC, he went to Houston, and Houston had the small ball experiment
Hmm.
that the Lakers went ahead and took care of that on their championship run, and then yeah, shipped him to Washington, and he was real quiet over there. Like those years really get forgotten
Yeah,
in
they
Russell
do.
Westbrook's like career.
They do. I can't forget it. You took the Wizards to the playoffs. I can't forget about that.
Well, you're a fan.
I am a Russ fan. I am a Russ fan.
That's different, For
It's
for regular, like for me, honestly, like I forget about those Wizards years sometimes.
But how many guys can you say took the Wizards to the playoffs? Like
I mean, we're not gonna act like the Wizards never won a championship or nothing.
in recent history of us seeing the Wizards.
Okay, but to be fair, before John Wall faced injury problems, Wizards were a cemented playoff team.
Yeah.
Remember Paul Pierce
Eh,
called game?
Paul Pierce call game. Yeah.
They were a cemented playoff team in the East. I think just because of recency of what the Wizards have been, it sounds more weird than it actually is to see them in the playoffs. And even before John Wall, obviously they had a couple years in between where they were bad when Gilbert Arenas like left and John Wall came. In between that time, they were bad. But like Gilbert Arenas was taking the boys to the playoffs.
Gil, yeah, Gil was.
They
Gil.
had a tough series against LeBron and the Cavs, late 2000s.
I don't know. I guess, yeah, from a fan standpoint, it was good to see him, get back in that form, especially with Houston. Houston, he played well, but it wasn't like, that OKC Russ and
Yeah.
Russ we saw. But then in Washington, it was just like that sneaky OKC Russ where he back to triple doubles all day.
Facts. Yeah, man. Speaking of Russ, he's in the free agency market. Saw he had talks with the Knicks going on, but nothing cemented yet. Obviously, we have a lot of free agency stuff to get to. Oh, just as I open my phone, getting ready to pull up all the stuff that we need to talk about. Indiana Fever on fire.
Oh, yeah,
Indiana ends first half on an 18-0 run. 18-0 run, no CC.
OCC. That's scary for the league. They should be.
Yeah, 32-27, fever up at halftime. Collier only got 6 points, 3 for 9.
Mm. Yeah, CC missing third straight with a groin injury. I don't know what their record has been. I know they lost to the Sparks. I don't know who they played that second game. And then this is game three now. But I mean, a win without CC would be good. It
Yeah, I
sucks.
mean, this isn't just a regular game. It's the
And
Commissioner's
the
Cup Championship.
Commissioner Cup Championship, yeah. So it is unfortunate she's not playing, and it's unfortunate she's battled some injuries this season. Hopefully the Fever still can get into that playoff run. Hopefully she comes back and can help them clinch that and can make
Oh,
some
speaking of WNBA, you see the expansion teams?
three new teams in
Cleveland, Detroit, and
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Ooh, Cincinnati gets a women's team before men. That's interesting. Yeah,
Nah,
that's big. That's big for the league, man. We was just talking about how little teams there are in the league, and it's crazy, like kind of to see how little the conferences are.
yeah.
Obviously, only 6 teams in the East, 7 teams in the West. So yeah, that'll be big for the league. Hopefully, it keeps. This is the start of something. Obviously, more coverage has been going into WNBA with the new rise of stars. Caitlin Clark and Jerice Page made the All Star starting team as a rookie. So yeah, man, it's a big wave for WNBA for sure.
So with new teams coming in, how does like I've always wondered, how does those teams acquire their players? Like, do each team get untouchables?
Well, in the NBA at least, I would assume that it's the same in the WNBA. There's an expansion draft,
Hmm.
so you get a amount of players that you can protect on your roster. I don't know what the number is or if it changes or stuff like that,
Hmm.
but you have a number of players that you can protect, and then that team can pick from all of the unprotected players,
Hmm.
and you build your 15-man roster just like that.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be. I want to see one. Obviously, we haven't seen an NBA expansion team in our lifetime,
Yeah.
really. The Sonics just switched over to the Thunder. The Hornets just switched over to Charlotte. So a couple of, like, rebrandings, but not any like real new teams, and that'll be exciting to see. Especially if, like, in the expansion they give a number that you can protect, and like for a team like last year's Celtics,
Right.
you lose a key piece.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, that will be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if we get one soon in Vegas in the league. Talks have been heavy, so I definitely could see that coming. And I hope it does come soon. I witnessed that. That'd be crazy.
Feel like in the NBA they have to put in two
Yeah, they do. It
because
has to stay even.
yeah, it has to stay even in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be interesting to see. Hopefully, we get another Seattle team.
That'd
Move Memphis to the east, New Orleans to the east, and then you got Vegas and Seattle move to the west. That would be cool.
that
Uh,
would
what'd you say?
I said I was agreeing. I said, yeah, that would be a
Yeah,
nice
so
change.
yeah, we'll see what happens with the WNBA expansion. We got 2028, Cleveland comes in, 2029, Detroit, I believe, and then 2030 would be Cincy, I think so.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, in the meantime, free agency has been on a heater. Big start. Obviously, had to turn my Shams notifications on when free agency started on Twitter. First, let's start off with. I want to talk about the Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
Um, the Lonzo Ball. I mean, first of all, Lonzo Ball got traded straight up for Isaac Okoro. Um, Here's my thing for the Chicago Bulls. I said last episode how I wanted to see them do well. Um, it seems like ownership, the front office, doesn't have the same vision I have.
No.
Because what? So they've traded DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, and in return for all of that, they've gotten Alex Caruso too. They've gotten Josh Giddey, Isaac Okoro, their own first round pick back. Who they get from the Kings? Kevin Herter.
Haven't heard. Yeah,
What are we doing? Trey Lyles, I think they got.
they did get Trae Lyles. Yeah,
What are we doing, bro? Bro, this team is just so out of sorts, bro. I don't know what we're doing.
I
Well,
mean,
not we.
not we. Yeah, I
Not
know.
we. You know what I meant.
With Zoe, okay, with Lonzo, start here. I can understand wanting to trade him, injuries. You want a guy that can play if you're going to be paying him, whatever. But Isaac Okoro, like, you,
Yeah. My problem with this, they should have traded all these guys earlier than they should have. They
right,
got offered a first round pick for Lonzo at the trade deadline in February this season, but declined it. And you end up now trading them for no picks in Isaac Okoro. The return for all these players is what I have a problem with.
right,
Because you're telling me that for all of these guys, that's the best you can get back, right? Josh Giddey was a great pickup.
yeah,
That's a great trade piece. He's been good for them. Now, does he deserve whatever money he's probably about to get from them? No, but I mean, it's better than what y'all been doing. So I'm gonna commend them for that. But otherwise, I don't know what this organization is doing.
yeah. I mean, besides Giddey and Kobe White, it's like everybody else is just kind of there, and I don't, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what direction they're going in. They're just kind of like doing things, especially with this Lonzo trade. It's like you didn't want to trade him just to trade him. Like you should have just gave him up for the first, get a young piece. I feel like that's an easier build around than Isaac Okoro, who, yeah, he's gonna give you defense, but then it's like, what else? And I just feel like their roster has no movement. There's nothing there.
Yeah, there's really no direction for this team right now, and it's honestly scary. I don't know what the boy they need a I don't know, bro. I don't know what they need honestly, and that's all I had to say about them.
Yeah,
The Bulls need direction. Let's leave it at that.
yeah. Keep it simple.
The Denver Nuggets been busy, been very busy. Michael Porter Jr. finally gets traded. Honestly, caught me by surprise. Even though everybody's been calling for it, and we even said it like when we talked about like what each team should do, going forward for the future. Michael Porter Jr. finally gets traded. They get back Cam Johnson. They traded MPJ in a first. How do you feel about this? MPJ in a second or first? I think it was a second.
I think it was a second. I
I
don't
think
really
it was a second.
off my head. I like this trade. MPJ, like you said, it was kind of hard to believe just because he's always been there. That was their guy. But I do like Cam Johnson as a player. I think he'll fit this team well. I think he gives more than what Michael Porter Jr. gave. He doesn't have the shooting ability of Michael Porter Jr., of course, but everything else, I think he's a more well-rounded player, and I think that'll help this team out and get back to where they were on that championship run.
Well, I mean, Cam Johnson had a great season this year. I just put it up now, 19 points per game, and I mean, as a shooter, he's pretty good, 39% from three this season. So I mean, he's not MPJ. He's not like a strict shooter like MPJ, but he does give some more offensive versatility that
Mhm.
MPJ doesn't give you. Better defender than MPJ, so you get another long wing in Cam Johnson. And I do think this is a piece that is a Jokic, a good guy to have around Jokic. They also, around the edges, got Tim Hardaway, got Bruce Brown back, Valanciunas to be a backup five man, like similar center to Jokic. Not
Right.
like obviously skill level. There's a big gap there, but in the way that they play, similar center. So I feel like they've honestly had one of the better free agencies so far, and this is what they need: role players around the
That's what,
team.
yeah, it's just the role players. This is like what we saw with their championship run. They had great role players around them, around Jokic, around Murray, and they're putting that same formula back to use. Go get Bruce Brown back. Great veteran locker room presence, knows this team, knows what it's like. So yeah, I would agree. I think their free agency so far has been great.
Yeah, yeah. I think they've been doing exactly what they need to do.
Yeah.
For the Nets, I mean, I don't know. Nothing really to say. Like 2 years left for MPJ. I don't think he's a future piece for them, but
Mhm.
also I don't think the Nets are looking to contend or even close to contending anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I mean, for them, Cam Johnson was a guy that they've been, shopping around for a while. Um, I want to double check though if they got a first or second. Um,
Yeah, I don't recall off the top of my head.
I feel like it was I know it was a 2031 pick.
Hmm.
But I can't remember. Let me see. Cam Johnson Nuggets. Um,
Unprotected first.
Unprotected first round pick. That's very good for them.
Yeah.
So I think this is good for the Nets. 2032. It said unprotected first round pick. So very good for the Nets. Honestly, no complaints there. Yeah, that's all I got on the Nuggets. You wanted to anything?
Nah, that's all I got as well.
Next on the list, the Houston Rockets. Now within this, I want to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay.
The Rockets signed Dorian Finney-Smith and Clint Capella. DFS, obviously, a guy that a very very good role player, a guy that was valued in a Lakers jersey from the fans for sure. Um, they also signed Clint Capella, a guy that was rumored to be someone that the Lakers are trying to get. I saw Dorian Finney-Smith decline his $11 million player option, and I thought he was taking a pay cut to help us restructure the roster. Um, and then I get the notification that Dorian Finney-Smith is a Houston Rocket. Now, for the Rockets, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great, man. You get a defensive wing that can shoot the ball. Dylan Brooks replacement probably does the Dylan Brooks job better than Dylan Brooks. Sticks to his role. Great guy to have on the team. The team chemistry looked good with him.
Right.
Saw Lakers practice videos of him, Bron, and Luca 3-point contests. It looked great. He had a team nickname. They called him Dodo. Um, yeah, y'all got one, man.
Yeah.
Y'all got one.
Yeah.
And the Lakers haven't done anything. I mean, they signed uh what's
Yeah.
Buddy's name? Uh, why am I blanking on Buddy's name? Uh, oh my gosh, the guy, he played for the Grizzlies a little bit, and then the Kings. He got traded to the Kings last year. Um, White Jake LaCava.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Jake,
Is that
Jake.
who they signed?
Uh, yes. Lavriera.
Oh, yeah,
But
that too, bro.
Jake. Jake.
Man, I'm so disappointed. I just every time I saw a Twitter notification, I just knew it was gonna be the Lakers. We see Brooke Lopez go out to the Clippers, Dorian Finney-Smith to Houston, Clint Capella to Houston, shooters going to the Pistons, shooters going to the Hawks. Nothing to the Lakers, bro. Nothing. And Houston is just eating over there. They get Kevin Durant. They sign Dorian Finney-Smith, Clint Capella. You re-sign Steven Adams. Jabari Smith gets extended. Great offseason for them. And
Yeah.
the Lakers do nothing.
I
I'm
mean,
sick, man. I'm
yeah.
sick.
I don't feel like the Lakers ever do anything though. Like they never do what they're supposed to do. And then by the time they do try, it's always too late. But yes, losing a glue guy and Dorian Finney-Smith, that's very unfortunate. I'm with you. Once he declined that player option, I definitely thought he was taking a cut. We about to make some moves to this roster. Help out. No, that boy went out there with Katie and
It truthfully hurts, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And talking about it, I might shed a tear. So let's go on to the next team. The Milwaukee Bucks, busy day today.
yeah,
Waive Damian Lillard on a torn Achilles. That's low key messed up to me.
that is super messed up.
That's messed up, bro. The guy went out, played on a calf strain. for the organization, trying to help y'all out in the playoffs. All-star type player. Y'all gave up a lot to get him, and you waive him for Miles Turner. Now that's a great pickup.
Yes,
Miles Turner's a great pickup.
great pickup.
Pacers, I don't know how they let him go. I thought that he was close to re-signing. Um, but the wave of Damian Lillard seems disrespectful, honestly.
And it's not even like, I mean, yeah, he didn't have the best season, but like that's Dame. And like you said, you give up so much for him just to waive him while he's hurt as well. He can't even let him like redeem himself. So I don't I don't know.
Yeah, obviously he was going to be out for the season.
Mhm.
Um, he had another year left after that. See, after this next season though, and I mean, waiving him just it's a disrespectful move. Honestly, like Giannis posted about it, and like I don't know if you saw that. Giannis posted like before it happened and was like, "This is unbelievable," something like that. So yeah, I mean, honestly, probably I know Dame's probably heated right now. But yeah, Miles Turner goes to the rivals at that. Doesn't just leave, goes to the rivals. So I mean, good pickup for the Bucks. I don't know what type of reception Miles will get just because he went to the rivals. I mean, he did put a lot of time in for Indy. What you
10
think?
he put 10 years into the city. I mean, I didn't expect to see him walk. I thought he was resigning.
Yeah, yeah,
Sure.
for sure. Especially after going to the finals.
Back to back Eastern Conference finals trip. And you go to the rivals. It's bad.
Another guy that would have been a perfect fit for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah. And I feel like the Lakers are always in talks with Miles Turner every time his contract's about to end.
I said early that Miles Turner, when I saw that he was a free agent, the Lakers need to be doing everything that they can to get him. Once I saw he was going to the finals, I was like, he's resigning for the Pacers. Lakers have no chance.
Right.
But for him to leave the Pacers and not be a Laker, it hurts, man. And talking about it, I might shed a tear. So let's go on to the next team. Next up, we got the Atlanta Hawks. Nikhil Alexander Walker is as a Hawk. Luke Kennard is a Hawk. Obviously, they made the Porzingis trade. The Hawks have been busy. It looks like they're trying to go one more run with Trae.
Yeah.
See if they can really get something going. What do you think about what they got going on over there?
I like the pickups. I like getting all. He gives you a lot of versatility. He plays some defense. Trae ain't playing no defense. So go get that. Go get another shooter, Luke Kennard, off the bench for you. He can give you 12, a nice 12. Porzingis, if he can give you more than 30 games, I'm not mad at it. But you
Yeah,
know how he has been since really came in the league. New York days, he was a little healthier, but after that, it's been very limited. But I'm not mad at one more shot with Trae. I think if this season doesn't work out how they wanted to, it's time to ship him out. Go get some, not start a rebuild because the pieces are there. It's just Trae's not the star for them if it doesn't work.
yeah.
Uh, so I mean, and you can get a star out of Trae Young. So one more season doesn't work out. Go ahead, flip that.
I like what they have going here though. Trae Young at the one, Dyson Daniels at the two, Zachary Richest at the three, Jalen Johnson at the four, Porzingis at the five. Now, obviously, with that front court, health is going to be their biggest enemy. Jalen Johnson and Porzingis. So if they can stay healthy, this Hawks team looks good. Nikhil Alexander Walker off the bench, Luke Kennard off the bench, Onyeka Okongwu off the bench. So I mean, this Hawks team looks like they could do something, especially in a weak Eastern Conference this year. If they can stay healthy, I think they'll be a threat this year.
And that's a great defensive team now that you
Yeah,
list them.
especially around Trae Young, you need it.
Yeah.
And I feel like they built a really good team around Trae.
Yeah. No, when you list that starter five, I was like, defense, defense, defense.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, I think on paper they look really good.
yeah.
Like you said, Eastern Conference week, they should need to take advantage of that this season. And hopefully front court stay healthy. Porzingis give you more than 30. And I think they can make some noise.
I wanted to point out though, before we move on, Luke Kennard, shooter. What do the Lakers need? Shooters, another guy that would have been great in a Laker jersey. But the more I talk about it, I might shed a tear. So let's go on to the next team.
You're on a generational run.
The Orlando Magic signed Tyus Jones. Now, this is a good signing for them.
Great signing.
We talked about how they traded away some point guard depth. Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane as your backcourt. Who, Tyus Jones give you somebody that's more of a traditional point guard. Run the offense off the bench. You got Anthony Black next to him. So, I mean, I really like this signing for the Magic. I think that they can make some noise this year, too. And a weak Eastern Conference. I like what they've been doing over there. I do think that they need a better five than Wendell Carter.
Yeah.
I don't know what they can do with that, though. So, I mean, I feel like they're doing the best that they can, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, this season they played well. And so I can definitely see them doing even better in this Eastern Conference this season. Tyus Jones, great backup point guard any team. He is the definition of a backup. He does exactly what he's supposed to do. And like you said, Cole Anthony right there alongside can learn from him. Or not Cole Anthony, Anthony Black. Sorry. Can learn from him. You can move Anthony Black to the two, I believe, as a backup. So then I mean, your backcourt rotation set at that point. And like you said, I think they'll be all right in this East. I can see them definitely making noise.
Yeah, I think that they'll be good. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about them other than, good signing.
Yeah.
Now, next, I want to start with an apology. Not gonna lie. Um, in the draft episode, I had said that the Pels, the Jordan Poole trade, um, I said it didn't really move the needle and stuff. And, I don't know if I said anything about the direction of the Pels, but now that I look back at it, the Pels signed Kevon Looney, first of all, right? Let's look at their 10-man rotation here. Jordan Poole at the 1, DeJounte at the 2, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, whichever one you want to start at the 3, Zion at the 4, V's Misi at the 5. Off the bench, Jeremiah Fears. Forgot we didn't even mention that in the draft episode that they
Yeah,
drafted him.
they did get fierce.
Jordan Hawkins, Trey Murphy, Derek Queen, Kevon Looney. This is a great roster of youth and win now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives the young guys are jumping into a situation that it's not a rebuild, really. They're in a position where they want to win, they want to compete, but they can also develop the youth while doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like the Pels are actually in a really good position. Joe Dumars took over as the president as the president over there this offseason, and he's off to a pretty good start. He's shaping his roster out to something that is a mix of, preparing them for the future and, wanting to go put out a good product right now. So I commend him for that.
Yeah, I mean, no matter who's in, I think they'll be all right. On paper, they look really well. They look like a great team that can make noise in this West. Zion, stay healthy. I think that would be a good factor. But Queen, I mean, learning behind Zion, he'll be okay to step into that role. Zion's not healthy. But everybody else, I think, off the bench and starting is just such a good fit for this team. So I hope that they can, like you said, I like how you described that. They're a win now, but they can still develop. And even if they don't win, it's not like everything falls apart. They can keep that core together. Um, so I think this season will be, I will say not all on Zion, but his availability will play a factor in how the season goes.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, and I think if he's having another season where he's not available and injured a lot, I think that they might look to part ways. So, all depends on him if they can compete or not. Obviously, we know how great of a player he is when he is playing, but it's rare that we really see him playing at this point. So, that's all for the Pelicans. Wanted to, talk about how good they look on paper again this season, probably even deeper than last season. So, good for the Pelicans. Lastly, wanted to talk about the Colin Sexton trade to the Hornets. Not a big trade. Yusuf Nurkic goes to the Jazz. Um, Colin Sexton and a second, I believe, goes to the Hornets. Now for the Jazz, I don't know why they wanted Nurkic. This is somebody that they really wanted to go get. Um, like that was sought highly from them. I don't know why. Like they're not in a position to do anything, especially in the Western Conference.
Right.
So I don't know what their idea was there. For the Hornets, I like it though. You know, you go get Colin Sexton. They have a good kind of core here of LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, um, Colin Newport, Colin Canoople, Miles Bridges. You know, they just signed Mason Plumlee at the five. Colin Sexton off the bench, Trae Mann off the bench. Um, the French guy that they drafted last year. Don't know what he'll turn out to be, but he doesn't have any pressure of starting. Um, Somebody else, Liam McNeely, they just drafted. So this should be a fun team again. And I don't know when for the Hornets. Like I feel like we say this every year with them that they could be a fun team. I don't know when for the Hornets that could turn into contention though.
Yeah. With Colin Sexton, I mean, any team that gets him, I think they win the trade. He's just he loves the game and he's going to put his all on the court every time he touches it.
He's a
And
dog.
he's a dog, yeah. And I mean, you want that out of a player. And when they're willing to give it like that, you can't really be mad at it. And like you said, I don't know why the Jazz were so set on getting Nurkic, but whatever, I guess. I don't understand giving up Colin Sexton when, especially go get Ace Bailey, you just give up your one guard. But who knows what the Jazz are really doing? They're just kind of there right now in the West.
I was a fan of them trading Colin Sexton, but I it has to be to somebody that's contending. I feel like a contending team could use a Colin Sexton as a six
Definitely.
man. You know what I
Definitely.
mean? And you'll get a first round pick back for that. Versus a Yusuf Nurkic. I mean, they don't need him. The Jazz don't need Colin Sexton, and I don't think he's in their future at all. Obviously, you have Isaiah Collier at the one. Keontae George is there. So I mean, guards. They're kind of they have a good 2 point guards there. Keontae George can run the two. Ace Bailey now there as a two guard, possibly growing a three for them too. So yeah, I don't think that they need Colin Sexton there, but I think that they could have went and continued this rebuild with trading Colin to a contender.
Right. And I forgot, they also got rid of Clarkson. Clarkson,
Yep. Bought out Jordan Clarkson.
and he signed with the Knicks, I believe.
Yeah, I
So,
don't know if it's official yet, but they said he probably will.
but yeah, they just getting rid of their two not vet, but older guards, let the younger guards step up and take that spot. I think, like you said, ship them to a contender. You're going to get more out of that, especially for a player like Colin Sexton. The team is going to pay for Colin Sexton
Yeah.
because of what he gives. So they definitely could have did more, but I mean, like I said, any team that gets Colin Sexton, they won the trade. So
Yeah, yeah. His name is Young Bull, and it ain't that for no reason.
yeah,
So yeah, that's all of the important stuff we talked about. Obviously, there's some little stuff. If we didn't talk about your favorite team, sorry. Brooke Lopez to the Clippers. Luke Kennard, Mister Gap contest. Celtics lose him to the Spurs. Karis LeVert to the Pistons. Duncan Robinson to the Pistons. Larry Nance just signed with the Cavs. If anybody cares. Um, Ty Jerome to the Grizzlies. Uh,
uh,
DeAndre Ayton gets bought out from the Trailblazers. It's the free agency market. Cole Anthony bought out from the Grizzlies. That's all I can remember off the top of
it,
my head.
it might be all the moves. Everything else was just people getting paid.
Yeah, yeah, extensions. Jakob Shai, obviously
Jaren,
biggest contract in NBA history. Jaren,
you said Jabari
bro,
got
Shay's about to make $71 million a year. That's insane, dude.
that's insane.
Bro, we're about to be to a point in the NBA where a guy is making $100 million in one season.
74 million.
NBA money is getting insane, bro.
It is. It is. I don't know if it'll catch baseball, soccer, all that, but 74 million in a
No,
season.
soccer, nah. Soccer's not on the level of baseball and basketball.
I thought soccer was up there.
No, no. I mean, in Saudi Arabia, if you're like Ronaldo,
Hmm.
they'll bring you over there for a crazy, crazy bag. But other than that, like regular top teams, nah. Like 30 mil, 20
Oh,
mil,
I
you
definitely
know?
thought soccer was up there.
No, no, no. Yeah, you got to be in like Saudi Arabia. But yeah, as you can see, I'm losing daylight in here,
Yeah.
getting darker and darker by the second. You know, I don't have no light. My light broke in the room, so I'm running on daylight. You got words of wisdom for us?
Risking is better than regretting. Be able to take that risk. You will regret not taking a risk more than you will of taking the risk. And risk will lead to rewards. And if it doesn't work out in your favor, it's a lesson. If it does, then you take it and run with it.
Love it, bro. Love it, love it. Yep, W words of wisdom once again. Yeah, we'll probably have more free agency talk for y'all next time. Obviously, free agency, the market is open, won't stop. Just it's not just a 1 day thing. So hopefully we get some more trades and hopefully the Los Angeles Lakers. Hold on, bro, before we get out of here. The Los Angeles Lakers. If anyone can hear me, please do something. And if you don't do something, trade my goat. I just want one more year of cheering for a competitive LeBron team. I want my guy to be in the playoffs and me think that they have a chance. Like, can y'all do that for me? I'm just a guy from Indiana, bro. I'm just a guy, bro. That's wanting to cheer on my goat, my LeBron James, man.
Oh.
But yeah, man. Other than that, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.